Hello, loved one. Welcome to your message. I thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your time. Down below in the description box, you'll find my email if you are keen in booking me for a reading. I offer any and all types of readings, including one-on-one sessions with me via video call as well as FaceTime. Let's begin with your message and find out what Spirit wants you to know at this time. Okay. I'm being called not to take these. We have the Seven of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles, okay? We have the Page of Cups here. And the belittling card, okay? So what I'm seeing here is that there is a talent, there are talents, natural skills, natural abilities in all forms that you possess in you, okay? And I feel like there's so much of yourself that you've yet to explore, because I'm seeing here that you have not been in certain positions yet, but the time for that is coming, okay? I'm seeing at this time you are heavily channeling, okay? In the month of October, you will be heavily channeling your ancestors, okay? You will begin to see the miracles of the spiritual realm manifest themselves in your own reality. And I feel like this is like what your spirit guides are acknowledging is that you need to see within yourself all that you have endured in this life. So don't leave any stone unturned within that regard. Meaning, do not overlook your process, beloved. Do not overlook all that you went through. Never underestimate your own self. It's like your spirit guides are telling me that you have been kind of downplaying all that has happened in your life and all that you have experienced, all your traumas, all your pain, your process in this life thing. They don't want you to be in that energy, okay? Because you are your inner child feels neglected in that moment in you doing so, because that is who felt the most pain. It's like you soaked up certain pain like a sponge, and it's like, don't overlook that. Don't overlook the processes that you have endured. Like, don't downplay it. Admit that certain things were difficult. Admit that in certain times you lacked so much strength and you have no idea how you made it out of certain situations. Admit that certain people really did a number on you, and admit that you were wrong about certain people for a long time. And admit that, the true colors that you're seeing are the true colors that are going to heal you. The true colors being the truth, seeing people for who they are. I feel like you were gifted with intellect, okay? You were gifted with intelligence and beautiful wisdom that you've yet to also tap into. It's like there's layers to it. So whatever you know now, what you're gonna know as time goes on is gonna be more elaborate, okay? It's like, focus on the now. That's why it's so important to focus on the now, because you and your path and in your reality should know better than to ever plan and think that it's gonna go exactly like that. You know that's not gonna happen, okay? You know it's not in your control. You know that's in God's hands, okay, beloved? You've been called to acknowledge that and always Surrender yourself to it every day. Surrender yourself to it every single day and understand what that means to you in your world and in your reality. Okay? It's like you have been divinely guided all your life, okay? It's just because you weren't aware of it, it doesn't mean it was not happening. So you were too young to obviously know, like as a child, to obviously know that what divine being divinely guided is. You weren't even tapped into your spirituality in your consciousness. And in that regard, you were not aware of what was happening around you. But your lack of awareness doesn't take away the fact of the truth that it was happening regardless of your awareness of it or not. Because I do feel here that it's like you barely made it out of certain situations is what I'm getting. Like there were certain things that happened to you, beloved, that till this day, you have no idea how you actually made it out or how you actually overcame that or how you actually have managed to heal from that. Because I feel like in the past, like looking back at the past, you need to not look at it from a sense of who you were then. Look at it in a sense, because if you look at it as who you were then, you only see the low vibrational aspect of it, right? You only see the low vibrational aspect of it because you know how much you've evolved, looking back at the past. But you're being called to acknowledge that you were also born into a world you knew nothing about, and you were just learning to be a human being and coexist this life with those around you at that time. Acknowledge that it wasn't an easy process because you were doing everything for the first time. And some things, even most things, you could have done on your own, beloved. Even more reason to acknowledge your strength. When you look back at the past, look back and acknowledge your strength. Don't see anything in your flaws. Acknowledge your strength. Because looking back then, you can really see the truth now of how bad things really were, how bad people really were, how bad situations could have gotten. Don't ever fail to acknowledge that. Don't ever downplay that. It's real life, it's real, it's your reality. And I feel like you don't acknowledge that. You fail to because of how it makes you feel. Some of you might be taking it in a way that it's like you need to shift your perspective, because your perspective is what is enabling you to keep downplaying your process and your life path and your accomplishments. Even your achievements are not being celebrated as they should by you, the successor. That's not okay. It's not. There comes a point in our life where we need to really acknowledge and look around and say, wow, we made it here. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to feel it, even if it's for that moment. You need to feel it when you feel like it's weighing on you. Because if you suppress it and don't address it, it's going to become a problem in your reality at some point. And what I mean by you are downplaying your process, you are downplaying your life and everything that has happened to you, is you are downplaying the fact that you actually still are healing. That it's okay to be triggered. You don't need to always feel perfect or conduct things perfectly or with precision. It's like there are so many expectations you've placed upon yourself in certain instances, disregarding the fact that you've been through so much. You've endured so much, beloved. Too many things have happened to you for you to still have expectations are on yourself, for you to still treat yourself with unkind words and things that you do, habits that, hurt you, your body. It's like, it's not good. Okay? I feel like at this time, in the month of October, you'll be channeling your ancestors, okay? And this is going to change everything for you. Okay? This is in many aspects and in many layers of your world and your reality, okay? Because of different reasons of what you actually be channeling. Let's take a look. We have the 10 of Wands. I see you with this 10 of Wands energy. I see you embodying a likeness that you've never embodied in your life. Like, you've never felt this way before. You've never felt this tapped in before, or you've never felt this amount of energy within you before. It's like it's gonna be something that you can clearly, in that moment when it happens, in those moments when it occurs, tell that, okay, I'm channeling. You needed to hear this message so that when it happens, it doesn't scare you. And you needed to hear it from me directly. Understand that, I want us to, I'm not going to go deep, you guys, okay? But I want us to acknowledge the fact that we are all existing for the first time in this life thing. So everything that we do it for the first time, okay? Starting as, at birth, and just evolving into who you were supposed to be in this life thing. And the fact that you are here and you didn't choose to be here tells you that you are not the one in control, no matter how much you think you are. Okay? And certain things that happen when you begin to channel, when you notice that you're channeling, that means your spiritual rank has increased, because you have been allowed to see that and experience that, and not just it happening and you not being aware of it. Think about it. When channeling happens, things of intuition, things of channeling, in moments that they happen, the person doing it is 100% not aware. They just in that moment. It's only when they look back at it, or when it clicks, what am I even saying? Is this even me? You know it because you experience it internally. You know what I'm talking about. Okay? That's when you know. Oh, they're here. Your ancestors are taking over. I feel like you're going to need them in the month of October. I don't know what's going to be happening in your life, but they're going to step in, okay? Heavily. Like, heavily. I wish you could see these cards. I should get an angle of it, right? Eight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like your ancestors are acknowledging who you had to be in your life. Certain things you didn't choose. They're acknowledging that certain things you didn't choose, they just found you. They're acknowledging, your ancestors are also acknowledging all the good deeds that you've done to people who did not deserve good things from you. This has brought you great strength. Your obedience, your lack of disobedience, and your belief in the divine. It has placed you in a position to be able to be aware of your channeling self. So you're getting more and more closer to your highest self. In the month of October, beloved, it's going to be a very spiritual month for you, but in the best way possible. That's what I'm seeing. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay? It's your time. It's your turn. It's like your ancestors have been in a celebratory mood due to all that they know is going to be happening for you in your life. Things you have no idea about yet. They know. They know. And they can't wait for you to be gifted with all of these good things. It's like you're about to feel really, 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 really embraced by God. I feel like, yes, you've walked the path with God, but He has yet to show you who He really is in His truest form in your reality. You're here to experience that. That's what walking in His image means. Here you go. It's your time. The Empress, the Fool, Justice. I feel like overall, your habits of self-sabotaging, which, your habits of self-sabotaging are a derivative of your trauma, okay? Things have happened to you before, hence you struggle to accept certain good things that are happening for you in your present. That's about to be fully taken care of within the month of October. You are going to feel completely out of that energy. It's like you are going to look at it in a different lens in the month of October. It's like you are going to begin to see your anxious self, but like it's going to be like you're looking at someone else, or you're looking at your old self, or you're going to be reflecting. It's going to be history. It's all going to be things of the past now. It's no longer going to be in your reality. You're no longer going to experience all of that. You are going to be in a different form, a form of acceptance, because you've been obedient. You're going to be able to be in acceptance of what God is going to do for you. And this is why this is such a gift. In life, there are people who are so successful, but they are not living. They are not enjoying their labor. They're a slave to so many things, addictions, anxiety, trauma, and it's restricting them from fully being present. And that on its own is the enemy at its peak. And you need God to fight off those demons in this life. And I see that you've walked the path with the divine, and you have become worthy to receive that with this Empress. So with this full energy, it's all brand new from now on. Everything has been revamped, redone, refined, retouched in all aspects where those things are needed. It's all transpiring. It's all happening at this time heavily. And you need to be in the position to be able to accept it. Otherwise, it'll fly by and you'll miss it. God doesn't want you to miss it. But He knows that you've been struggling with so much that is out of your control. That's why your ancestors have been given the permission by the divine, by God, to step in within the month of October and take care of all of that. Just this overall energy. It's all you. I feel like you're going to feel like a different person. Like it's like you're going to have this newfound confidence in yourself that you won't even know where it comes from. Like it's going to be like, oh my God. And what did I say about that? Those are your ancestors at work, because they love you, because you're walking the path less chosen, because you were doing what they say can't be done, and you were doing it by being called, by being obedient, by listening to the universe and choosing to not do things your way. You chose the divine. And within the month of October, you're going to see the divine choose you. You're going to be chosen over certain people in positions whereby you and that person, comparison in terms of qualifications, they might exceed you. But you are still going to be chosen for that position, even if the other person's qualifications exceed yours. So that's favor in man. That's God at work for you. And this is screaming so much to me because this tells me a lot about all that you've been through to be able to be receiving this from God. God ain't unfair and he's not unreasonable. He's not going to give to someone who isn't deserving. So you have been in a deserving position, placed in that position, and that's big. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of us for how far we've got. Thank you for supporting me. To those who've been here a while, thank you for listening, okay? That was your message. That is what Spirit wanted you to know at this time. If you are interested and keen in booking me for a reading, you'll find my email listed in the description box below. I offer any and all types of readings, including one-on-one sessions with me via video call, FaceTime, Zoom call, as well as Skype. I'm sending you nothing but love. Until next time, beloved.